JK says, do you know of any sources that will teach how to create the GMB listing? Well, I mean, we teach how to just go get the GMB process checklist. That's how you create lists. I mean, if you're talking about how to register and verify a listing, no, I don't know of any that do that. None that have any longevity. Here's the thing, guys. If somebody teaches you how to spam verify a GMB listing and they sell it as a course, guess what happens? A bunch of people start doing it and it gets terminated. That way of verifying GMBs gets terminated. Every time anybody has sold a course on how to black hat verify GMBs, that method gets shut down in a matter of weeks, sometimes months, but very rarely. It's usually weeks. And so why build a business on a way that is very likely going to be terminated and means you're going to lose all the work that you put in? I mean, I've heard horror stories in some of the SEO groups about people that had used like the pin drop method, the phone verification, or claiming unclaimed GMBs and all that kind of stuff. And they did it for dozens and in some cases, hundreds and hundreds of GMB locations just to have that loophole closed and everything suspended. That's not how I want to build a business. You know what I mean? I've had some GMB stuff suspended, but I've had, when I was doing a lot of mass page build stuff, we had one time in one night, overnight, we had 175 mass page build sites de-indexed in a night. And that's part of the reason I stopped doing those types of site builds, is because I said, I don't like turn and burn. I like, if I'm going to put effort, money, and, time, money, and effort into building assets, I want them to produce, I want them to have longevity, right? I want them to produce long-term. I don't like the churn and burn shit. If I did, then I would do mass page stuff. I would do launch jacking, affiliate marketing. It's, not launch jacking is kind of churn and burn, right? Anyway, so I don't know of anybody that teaches any courses like that are worth it, because and even if I told you, then you'd start trying to use their method and likely it would get shut down. And next thing you know, you would have lost all your time and effort and money, both in verifying GMB listings that got suspended, as well as the course that you spent the money on. So I don't recommend it. Do PO boxes, virtual office, and UPS still work? PO boxes absolutely still work. They absolutely work. There's a drawback to it though, which is you have to physically go to the post office and produce 2 forms of identification. I always just use my driver's license and my vehicle registration card, but you have to go to the physical post office and sign the documents, produce 2 forms of ID, sign the documents, and then they issue you the box number, and then you got to go register the GMB, and then you have to go back to the post office, a week to 10 days later, to try to get the verification card. And if it's not there, then you got to go back to your house or wherever and register or request the card again, and then go back. How do I know? So I've done a lot of that over the years. But PO boxes absolutely still work if you use the street address option. And that is a valid way to get them. It still works to this day. I just registered another one like 3 weeks ago. And just to show you guys real quick, look, this is the easiest way to do it too. Go to USPS.com. You want to go to rent or renew a PO box under quick tools. What you're going to do is put in your zip code of wherever you want to do it. So I don't know, let's do 22033. I think that's Fairfax, Virginia. And what happens is you put the zip code in where you want to have the GMB location. And what it'll do is it's going to show you, and it'll show you, how far from what is determined as the center of that zip code that post office is. And you can register the PO box online. They won't give you the box number, but you can reserve it and pay for it online. And then here's the thing though, in order to be able to use the street address option, the PO box that you select has to have this premium PO boxes services available. If it does not say premium PO boxes, premium PO box services right there, then they won't allow you to use the street address option. And that's the trick to doing PO boxes but what's nice about it, if it does have that option, then when you go to reserve that, let's just say I wanted to reserve this one, excuse me, let's click this. Then what I do is I get the real small one right there. And so I register it for 3 months, which forces you to go on auto renew with a credit card if you do that, but all you do is cancel it before the 90 days. And so you register it for 3 months. I always go with the smallest one because all you're trying to do is get a postcard. And then through the checkout process, there's a box that you check that says, you know, enable or enable premium PO box services. Doesn't cost anything else. You just check a box. And then it will give you the PDF forms that you print out that are already filled out, except for your signature, including the additional form with the premium PO box services selected. And then you take those, print them out, take them to the post office with 2 forms of ID, like I said, you know, passport or whatever, and then something. I use my driver's license and vehicle registration card. I've always used those. And when you go to the post office, once you show them your IDs and you sign the paperwork in front of them, they'll give you assign the box number, and then they'll give you, in this case, it would be 10660 Page Avenue. Then whatever the box number is, that's what you would use. So that would be your address right there, if that makes sense. And that works. But again, you have to go back and forth to the post office to do that. So, but that's the only way that I would recommend doing that right now. All right.